Okay, that's looking good. Now I want to create a circle for the background of my heart. So you can see here in our layers panel that these layers are building out. Your layers panel is right here. If you've not seen it, go to Window, open up your layers panel there. I want to go ahead and create a circle, and I want it to be in the exact center, and then it'll be behind these hearts. So if you have your smart guides on, if you don't have them on, go ahead and turn them on. They're very helpful. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grow this circle from the center out, and then I'm going to pop it back behind these hearts. But if I hover over this, you're going to see that at some point it says intersect, and that means that I'm directly in the center of the heart graphics that I've created. So I'm going to hold down Shift and Alt or Option key. You're going to see that nice little circle pop around the pointing tool here, and I'm just going to pull a circle out that's about the size that I think I want it to be. I can come over to my layers panel here, and I can just take it and I can pull it wherever I want on the hierarchy, which is of course that I want it on the bottom. Now the circle's a little bit too big, so to adjust that and have it adjust from the center of itself, if you just hold down Shift and Option, like when you create it, you can kind of shrink it in, through by the center as well. And then I'm going to bring the circle up a little bit because the heart doesn't feel really that balanced. It feels like it, even though it's not perfectly centered, like it visually feels a little bit more balanced by having the heart move up just a little bit. All right, so I'm going to use pink fill for this background. And then I'm going to go ahead and make just a little bit thicker black stroke on this. All right, so you can see that I've got my 3 hearts here and my ellipse. And I'm going to go ahead and group these together because I want them to all stay together now. They are complete as far as I can see. All right, so one thing that can happen in Illustrator is if you shrink things or make them really, really big, the paths don't really translate and stay with the size of the artwork to scale very well. So let's see, hopefully this will give me a good example. Nope, it's actually doing what it's supposed to do. Okay, well that's good, but I wanted to show you. Here, I'll just show you what happens if you don't have scale corners and scale strokes and effects chosen. So let's start with the problem, I guess. Let me turn these off. So don't worry about this transform panel right at the moment. Let's just say, oh, I've made my artwork. I'm ready to scale it down, and I go to scale it down. And you see how those strokes are staying the same size no matter what size the artwork is? Well, that's a huge problem, right? Because it's ruining the artwork. I'm going to just Command Z that because I want it to go back to normal. There are certain instances where you don't want to scale your stroke and effects and corners, but most of the time you do. So what you need to do is in this transform panel, if that's happening to you, you need to click on scale corners and scale stroke and effects, and you're going to see that it's starting to scale the stroke with the artwork. So that's what's going on if you have that problem. It's something that, you run into it a few times, and then you just remember to kind of check it on a new project. And probably in preferences, you can say whether you want that on by default, and you probably do. All right, so we are going to move on to a tool called the Shape Builder. The Shape Builder is a little bit of a newer tool. It's not like brand new, but everybody loves it and uses it for like everything. It's like a really incredible tool. So we are going to make a cloud next. And if you haven't done so, go ahead and save your project. You will always want to save your work wherever you're at. I'm going to go ahead and just save this on my computer, on my desktop. There we go. Shapes, save in Adobe Illustrator, and boom. And then you can just leave this all as default. So if you haven't done that already, go ahead and save your work. All right, let's make a cloud. So we are going to grab the ellipse tool again, and all you need to do is let's just make some oval kind of shapes and circle shapes that look like they could make a cloud. This is a horrible cloud. Actually, let me back up. I'm going to start off with the rectangle tool on this, but you can do whatever you like. All right, so let me go ahead. I'm going to make a rectangle. I'm going to grab my direct selection tool, and I'm going to round out the bottom a little bit here, like so. And then I am going to take the stroke off of this because it's kind of making my sense of scale feel a little off. Now I'm going to come in with the ellipse tool, and I'm going to hold down my shift and option or alt key to grow the circles from the center, which is my preferred way to use that tool. Anyways. And this looks okay, but I think I need to stretch this bottom over a little bit. Maybe like that. That's looking like an okay cloud. Okay, so we're going to use the shape builder 2 times. And you can kind of see from the preview here what it's doing, but it's just going to bring everything together for us. So let's go ahead and select the shape builder, and when you have that selected, oh wait a minute, I think what you have to do is marquee select the cloud first and then choose the shape builder. There we go, and you can see the shape builder goes to work here. So the first thing I'm going to do is just combine all these so you can kind of see what it looks like. And then we're going to do a different kind of shape, more of an abstract sort of shape, so you can see how powerful it is and its subtractive qualities as well. So we're just going to draw a line through everything, and it's going to bring that whole shape together, which is exactly what the Pathfinder tool for Unite would do. And either way you do it is fine. It's like 2 different ways to do the same exact thing. But where the shape builder tool is really powerful is in how it allow you to select things that you want to combine, but then you can easily get rid of things that you don't want. So let's do an example of it in that regard. And I am just going to go ahead and go into libraries with my cloud selected, and I'm going to pick blue because it's driving me crazy that it's pink, because I want my cloud to be blue. All right, so for this, I want you to just have fun and make something kind of weird and abstract. So I'm going to take my ellipse tool, and I am going to just make a series of circles. In fact, this is a good opportunity to show the alignment tool anyways. So I'm going to make several circles like so, and then I am going to change the color of them so that you can see them a little easier. Let's use this very bright orange. And so let's say I made all of these and they're just a little bit off, like they're not exactly geometric. In fact, let me go ahead and just make these a different color so you can kind of see what's going on. Let's do this purple. Okay, so these are not lined, and they're also not the same distance from each other overlapping. So we're going to fix those 2 problems with the Align panel. So the first thing I want to do is straighten these all out so that they're exactly on the same horizontal line. So go ahead and select everything. You're going to come over here to Align, and I'm going to choose Vertical Align Center. I'm going to click that, and it's going to pop them all right exactly where they should be so that they're all exactly the same, on the same horizon line. Now, I also want this distribute spacing is a really powerful tool. You can distribute vertically or horizontally. I want to distribute them horizontally, and now you can see that everything's looking really good and everything's perfect and straight. So if we select all these and then bring over the shape building tool, you can see that you have choices on what you're going to combine. So let's say I just want to combine these as a shape and these as a shape, and then maybe just these as a shape, and then this one. I'm going to leave everything like that, and I want to get rid of these little orange sort of oval-y looking shapes. So if you hold down the Option or Alt key, you can see how that plus sign changes to a minus. So in fact, I forgot to make my mouse bigger. So let me just do that really quick. Let's go ahead and make this pointer really cartoony and gigantic. Okay, so now when I'm holding it down, see how that changes from a plus to a minus? That's gonna subtract out shapes. And then we are left with, you know, the shapes that we wanted. Let's say. You can get more complex with it. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the rectangle tool, and I'm just going to make like a bunch, just kind of go crazy. Make a bunch of different rectangles, whatever you want. You can use whatever shapes you want. And then let's go ahead and select all of these and grab that shape builder tool, and you'll start to see where like it can get really complex and be really, really, really helpful for certain types of things. Okay, let's just say that, and then we'll come in here and subtract out certain shapes. And let's say now I know that I want to connect the rest of these. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Got this little tiny corner over here. All right. And then everything's connected. Just kind of zoom in and make sure everything's connected and it looks to be good to go. Sorry, my dog's a little restless in the background today. All right, and I am just gonna change the color of this for fun to, ooh, how about this bright pink? Okay, so that is the shape builder tool. Let's see. I think what we can do now is go ahead and just take a break for the next video. So I'm going to go ahead and stop here, and then we're going to look at a few other tools. And then I'm going to show you how to export your artboard as a JPEG in this tutorial. Last time we did it as an AI file, which is a project file. So anyways, go ahead and save your project wherever you're at, and then I am going to see you in the next video. All right, bye.